I've never been bothered by the dark or trapped spaces. While most people find cave exploration terrifying, for me, it was always an escape, a hobby that gave me a real sense of adventure. Over the years, I connected with an entire community of seasoned cavers who felt the exact same way. That was how I met Arthur. Arthur was a field biologist who eventually turned his passion into his career, specializing in underground ecosystems and organisms that survive in absolute darkness. He had recently purchased a remote cabin in a heavily forested area of the North Carolina mountains. Beneath that specific region lies a massive, uncharted subterranean network of limestone tunnels, completely hidden from the world. As Arthur explored these passages alone, he began noticing deeply unsettling details. Unusual bipedal tracks in the mud, strange scraping marks on the cave walls, and the skeletal remains of surface animals dragged deep underground. He tried setting up motion-activated trail cameras at the cave mouths to catch whatever was doing this. But the equipment was always stolen or smashed into pieces. The real warning sign came when Arthur brought his tracking dog up to the property. The animal was used to the wilderness, but the moment they arrived at the cabin, it completely panicked. Every single night, the dog would stand by the glass door, growling aggressively into the shadows, before breaking down into a terrified, painful whine. After just 48 hours of intense stress, Arthur had to send the dog back home. He realized whatever was living in those caverns was now fully aware of him. Out of fear, he modified his entire cabin from the inside, building it like a defensive labyrinth with hidden escape hatches, just in case something tried to break in. To ensure safety in numbers, Arthur used his research funding to put together a team of 8 experienced explorers, including myself. That decision led to the worst night of my life. 8 of us walked into that limestone network, but only 6 of us escaped. It happened early one morning. We had traveled deep into the pitch-black system until we reached a massive subterranean junction where the path split into 2 dark tunnels. While assessing the routes, our flashlights caught a strange, glassy reflection coming from a narrow, horizontal fissure in the stone wall. It looked like a rare mineral deposit. The 2 lead explorers cautiously crawled into the tight opening to get a closer look. Less than 10 seconds later, horrific screams echoed through the cavern. Before our 3rd teammate, Michael, could follow them in, a pale, heavily muscled arm shot out from a dark void beneath the rock, grabbing Michael by the ankle and dragging him violently into the gap. Panic set in, but our reflexes saved him. We lunged forward, grabbed Michael by his vest, and engaged in a brutal, desperate tug-of-war against an immense strength hidden in the dark. We managed to break his leg free, turned around, and fled in pure terror. We ran blindly along our preset safety lines and glowing light markers until we burst out into the morning air, carrying a bleeding Michael straight back to the cabin to barricade ourselves and call the authorities. Michael survived, but his leg was severely mangled. The skin was torn through his heavy canvas pants, bearing deep, bruised pressure marks that perfectly matched thick, oversized human fingers. But there were no animal claw punctures or tearing. The search and rescue teams heavily investigated that entire sector of the cave system, but they found absolutely no trace, no gear, and no remains of the 2 explorers who went in first. To make things more baffling, the forensics team confirmed that there are no reflective minerals anywhere near that fissure. We still don't know what that silver shimmer actually was. I honestly believe it was the light reflecting off a pair of eyes waiting for us in the dark. The case remains open, and while the official report will likely blame a wild predator, everyone who was down there knows the terrifying truth.